What's up, family? Get this video a big thumbs up if you get some value from this video. Now, let's just dive into today's video. We're going to cut straight to the chase. It's clear to me that there's still a lot of confusion and misunderstandings about what went down in November. And when I say this, I am referring to the significant push for change that was overwhelmingly reflected in the vote, right? And I think you guys know where I'm getting at with this. People were demanding change. And when I mean change, real meaningful change, that's what I mean. That people actually take action. You get what I'm saying here? People actually do what they say they're going to do and say what they mean and do what they say. So, former President Donald Trump at the time was one of the major figures pushing for this transformation, discussing it time and time again in rallies, interviews, and podcasts, right? He was vocal about the issues and he made it clear that things had to change. And it's been frustrating to see that some still just don't fully grasp why people wanted these changes in the first place. And there's been so much talk about how we need to protect innocent lives and put it into practices that shouldn't be happening anymore. But despite this, some people, and these are public officials that are basically elected on the behalf of the American people to vote. I mean, to actually act on the half of the American people who voted for them in the first place. That's why they're elected public official, right? So some people, in this case, elected officials, just can't seem to understand the urgency and demand for reform. And honestly, it's not really baffling to me. Um, but let's look at a specific example of confusion. Now, I don't think she is confused. I think she's intentional of just stirring up more confusion on the behalf of her party by continuing to try to control the masses with these narratives they've been spoiled by constantly being able to spew. And now basically in this case, I would like to use a metaphor that I made up. The milk went spoiled. And what I mean by that is you can sit there and dish out something that you think is good for somebody. In this case, you can think that you're doing something or put it like this, you can make it like you're doing something. Basically, you got bad actors trying to act like they're on their good behavior until their power is stripped from them, where they eventually eat themselves. So it's nothing. It's and spoiled milk is no good. Nobody likes spoiled milk. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you try to basically take advantage of the American people by spewing narratives in hope that you are actually telling them something beneficial of having their best interest. But now the nipple of truth that I would say you thought that the American people was constantly breastfeeding off of when spoiled, and now they don't want to care about listening to your nonsense no more because your lies don't make sense. You're lying too much, and on top of that, it also shows that it's not the best interest of the American people. And see, what happens is people stop tuning in when it's no longer their best interest, when they fully feel the impact of your lies, and it's the opposite of what you're saying by you making it like you have their best interest, but however, it's actually leading to destroying their lives and it's actually destructive and has nobody best interest in a result of it overall in the first place. So, Alexandra Ocasio Cortez, or AOC, they like to call her, as you might know her, recently she's been hosting webinars teaching illegal immigrants how to avoid ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, arrest. After some controversy, she tweeted about it and suggested that others to learn to read the Constitution, making it clear that she's continuing her resistance against efforts to enforce immigration law. Now, before we continue this conversation, because I wanted to preface the conversation with my little introduction, let's get into the video to add the full context, and then I want to have a conversation with you guys. With no further ado, let's check it out.
Homan. Tom, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. The arrests are up, and yet you still get pushback from the sanctuary cities. How significant is that pushback, and is it stopping you from doing your job?
Oh, it's absolutely not going to stop us. I mean, it makes our job more difficult, makes the job more dangerous. I mean, the numbers, as you said, we're more than twice the numbers as Joe Biden had a year ago from today, and the vast majority being public safety threats. But am I happy? No, I want more, because we had, last count, we had over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal convictions walking the streets of this country. So we got a lot of them to find. But sanctuary city makes it difficult. What's most concerning, though, it makes it more dangerous. When we can arrest a bad guy in a county jail, if one officer arrests one guy in the safety and security of county jail or a state prison. But when these sanctuary cities release a public safety threat back into the public, which on its face is just ridiculous, it's more dangerous for the ICE officers to make that arrest. It's more dangerous for the alien, and it's certainly more dangerous for the communities. Releasing a public safety threat back in the community is just dumb, and it puts the communities at great risk of more crime. So we want to work with the sanctuary cities and get into the jail. Give us access to the guy that you locked in a jail cell. That's who we want to talk to.
Well, I mean, look, you've got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez doing webinars to explain to illegal immigrants how to evade ICE arrests. And then she tweeted out after something you said maybe she's going to be in trouble now. And she says maybe he can learn to read the Constitution would be a good place to start. She's continuing her resist efforts against your efforts, Tom.
Look, I forgot more about the Constitution and immigration enforcement as you ever know. I mean, I had to educate her during congressional testimony that entering the country illegally is a crime. So, whatever. But what she needs to do is read the statutes enacted by Congress. Title 8, United States Code 1324, United States. Title 8, United States Code 1324 and 25. That's what she needs to read, because it's illegal to enter this country. It's a crime to enter this country illegally. Not only that, when you harbor and conceal and impede law enforcement, that's a felony. So what she's doing, she says she's educating them as to the constitutional rights, and we all know they got constitutional rights. But what she's really doing, you and I and the rest of the country knows, she's trying to teach them how to evade law enforcement. Now, I just said, we're out of the gate, we're concentrating on public safety threats, national security threats. So she's educating those in the country illegally with a significant criminal conviction, public safety threat. Don't open your door, don't dot the I's. Here's how you invade law enforcement. Let's hope she's not educating the next person who gets out and murders a young college student in Georgia. I mean, these are bad people we're looking for. So she can call it education all she wants, but we all know it's about evading law enforcement. These people have been ordered removed. The people we're looking for right now have final orders. They're criminals. They're in the country illegally. A judge has ordered them removed. They become a fugitive. And these are the folks she's helping? So I've asked the Department of Justice to look at this. Where is the line on impediment? Where does that fine line so we can instruct ICE officers what they can do when people don't open the doors or try to evade their arrest? So I simply asked DOJ, give me a legal opinion, because every Department of Justice will interpret things differently. What is the legal opinion on impediment? And we'll see what happens.
How significant are the businesses that the dangerous cartel...
And I want to stop it right there for a minute. AOC is the 14th Congressional District of New York, right? Which is currently represented by her. She covers part of the Bronx and Queens in New York City, which is horrible. It looks like trash, full of rats, and a lot of rampant crime running around. And also needs to be cleaned up, right? And the district that includes neighborhoods like Astoria, Jackson Heights, Woodside, and the southern part of the Bronx, such as Mount Haven and Hunts Point, she should be focused on issues such as, she say, like Medicare for all, those who are legal that are entitled to Medicare and being able to have health insurance and being able to take care of themselves, who are legal American individuals, and also affordable housing. I guess her whole intent is to tackle the homeless crisis running rampant in her district and criminal justice reform, right? And workers' rights. That's what she focused on in her progressiveness and when it comes to her progressive issues. And her positions often emphasize the importance of addressing systematic inequalities, right? Climate change and income disparity. Well, how is someone that is supposed to uphold the law is advocating to break the law, but then saying that she stands for criminal justice reform, but has not done nothing for her local 14th district when everything is running rampant like crime and homelessness to the furthest extent, let alone drugs and everything else is running rampant. So this really exposes, this is why I say this is basically like an individual who has obviously hate for America or hate for the direction the country is going in, instead of coming to the table and making it better, um, and being peaceable. She wants to be combative and resisting, in regards to the direction and also what the American people voted on. That's why I prefaced the conversation by saying in November why Americans, we the people, wanted real change. And my question to you, family, is do you think AOC priorities align with the very thing that got her elected in the 14th congressional district of New York in the first place? I think not. But this is what it tells you when someone can say something you want to hear based on something that they're actually doing. And American people are tired of it. And that's why they voted for Trump, because we tired of just hearing y'all yap and run y'all mouth. But what are y'all actually doing? And now the thing that she's actually doing is not conducive for the American people, let alone people in her district where she's elected for, that she advocated for, such as criminal justice reform, which we're honing in more on this topic specifically because she's obviously doing something illegal. And I think she should be held accountable to the fullest extent. Not no slap on the wrist, not no pass. This is something this is a felony. This is treason. But let's continue.
Have started up in America. I'm talking about the human trafficking businesses, the safe houses in several cities in this country, and the stash houses, as well as the drug cartel business. How significant has that business become that the drug cartels are running inside America?
Look, the drug cartels are like a Fortune 500 company. Some of these drug cartels, like Jalisco cartel, they're operating in 43 nations, 43 different countries around the globe. They used to be, back in my day when I was an agent, they were responsible for, smuggling drugs into the United States and to our major cities, and it'd be distributed by local gangs. Now they have a footprint in every major city in this nation. They have taken over the distribution channels within the United States. They have a strong foothold here, and that's why we're concentrating. We're concentrating on drug cartels. We're concentrating on TDA, Tren de Agua. I'm not going to be happy to every single one of Tren de Aguas out of this country. They need to be eradicated, along with MS-13. Well, this is why President Trump, again, he proves every day why he's the greatest president in my lifetime. He designated them terrorist organizations. Why did he do that? Because they've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. They've killed thousands of journalists and law enforcement in Mexico. They've killed thousands of citizens. They're acting like a terrorist organization. They've killed more Americans than any terrorist organization. So President Trump did the right thing. Designate them a terrorist organization. We'll bring the weight of the world on them. President Trump will wipe them off the face of the earth by the time he's done.
And that has allowed you to get tougher on them because he has deemed them terrorist organizations.
Absolutely. President Trump. Look what this president's done in just the first month of him being in office. Illegal crossings on the border are down 90%. 90% in just a matter of a couple of weeks. And what does that mean, Maria? It means less people are dying crossing the border. Less Americans are dying from fentanyl overdose.
And that's the bigger picture, man.
Less women and children being sex trafficked across that border. Less terrorists are getting in. President Trump has taken incredible action on the border. We're already at a high state of security on the southern border. We're arresting twice as many illegal alien criminals that Biden did. We're on a lightning speed to do what the president promised the American people he would do.
Tom, thank you so much for.
Look, man. And this leads to my question as I close, family. Does it seem to me that AOC wants to play politics and really doesn't care about the best interests of the American people. Because obviously, if she did, she would be caring about the safety of the American people, let alone out of respect for those who have been vetted out, done the process in regards to being legal, getting a green card, and whatever the process is, out of respect for being an immigrant at one point and doing it legally to be legalized into coming into America. It's not fair to the individuals who done things the right way where these illegals can run rampant and do what they want when they want to do it. So my point is, my question is, has she gone so far overboard that now as- she has gone so far overboard of playing politics that now she basically has doesn't even care ignorantly to jeopardize the cost of the safety of the American people to the point where she don't even see the bigger picture anymore of why she was elected in the first place as well in her 14th congressional district of New York. Comment down below and let me know because I definitely agree, but also I believe this is the person this is her true self in truest form, and now it's just finally being exposed of who she really is based on what she was elected for and with the front that she put up to be elected when it came to her making her like she was something, but rather than that, this is what she really is versus than what she can't painted herself out to be. Comment down below, family. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got some value, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and join the family. On that note, family, peace.